Welcome back, it's Robin Crane. I want to show you another quick video on money making activities here. So in the last video, if you didn't see it, you can go back through your email or you can look on YouTube under how to make more money each month through reverse engineering. But what I showed you was the money math, the marketing money math, so that you know what marketing and how much of it you need to do in order to get the result of making the amount of money you want to make each month. So to expand on that, you need to know, well, what are these marketing activities? Because I didn't go in depth into that. And then how much of it do you need to do in order to get discovery calls, which in my system is the next step from the marketing activity, which is going to lead you to strategy sessions, which is going to lead you to getting clients, which is going to lead you to getting more money. So actually, I'll show you real quickly. Let me just bring that up in case you didn't see that one. This is what I showed in the last video, the marketing money math. And I started at the top and reverse engineered it back to the bottom. And what I showed was asking you how much money do you want to make each month. Then you keep going as far as how many clients do you need in order to do that, how many strategy sessions do you need in order to do that, how many discovery calls do you need in order to get that many strategy sessions, in order to get that many clients, in order to get that much money, and then all the way down to the marketing activity. So that was the last video. And then now we're at the marketing activity, and now we got to figure out, okay, what marketing activities do you need to do? How often do you need to do them? What's the frequency? How many discovery calls can you anticipate that will get you? Because that's the next step from the marketing activity. And then having a running total to make sure you reach your goal. So in the last video, using the example of making $10,000 a month, we realized by reverse engineering that you would need to do 36 discovery calls to reach your goal of $10,000 a month. So this is, if those were your numbers, you would put that in here. And then write down the money-making activities you're committed to doing this month and the expected number of discovery sessions you'll get from that activity. So again, if you've never tracked this before, you're just guessing. But once you've tracked it, you can come up with some pretty accurate numbers. And then it's just a rule of numbers. And it's pretty awesome because you know if you want to make 10 grand or 100 grand a month, you know exactly how to do that and what needs to get done. So here's some examples. Speaking engagements. So maybe you're thinking, okay, well, if I did a speaking engagement, I could probably do one a month. And let me think, if I had about 20 people in the room and I got 20%, then I could get, that'd be 4, but 25%, let's say you'd get 5 discovery calls, and that would get you started with 5 out of the 36 that you need. Another thing you could do, something we call 10-minute calls, which is just kind of like an introductory call. We have a script for that, but it could be also like a connection call. And maybe you might have to do 60 of those calls, or 3 per day, which actually doesn't sound as bad, which could give you 15 discovery calls out of those 10-minute calls, which gives you another 15. That's a running total of 20. So see it, what I'm doing here is just I'm collecting the marketing activities. If I haven't tracked this before, I'm guessing on, well, how many discovery calls do I need? I can go this way or that way. And then the frequency of how much I'm going to do that activity in order to get that result. And then I'm just keeping a running total so I know I'm going to hit my goal of 36. Another money-making activity or marketing activity would be networking. Let's say you go twice a month and you make this commitment that every networking event that you go to, you're going to get 4 discovery calls per networking event. So you actually have to do well at the networking event and network well, not just go and hang out. And you got to collect some cards. You got to hopefully talk to people and use your audio logo. If you've learned what I've taught here in my book and in my trainings, you have a way to communicate to them what you do, how you do it in a way that gives incredible results towards your target market. And that's all about the communication and the messaging. And that will get you appointments, get you 2 discovery calls, which will get you another 8 appointments there, another 8 discovery calls leading you to 28. So this kind of seems silly. It's so simple, but people don't do this. And the main thing is you have to track it. So another couple examples, emailing, social media. You can have a ton of marketing activities here, but then you want to make sure that you're writing down how much of it you have to do. It's not how much you want to do or you think you're going to do or you might do. It's how much you're committed to doing. Then if you track it, you'll know if these numbers are accurate or if you're way, way off. Because sometimes people might think, oh yeah, I'll do 1 speaking engagement and I'll get 20 discovery calls. And you do a speaking engagement and you get 2. Well, then you're going to have to up the speaking engagements, or you're going to have to close more sales, or you're going to have to increase your prices, or all of the above in order to hit your goal. So I hope this is helpful to you. This is something that is so simple, but people do not do, and they don't even anticipate what they need to do as far as the money-making activities, and then they just don't do them. They have no commitments whatsoever, and they're just running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to just get clients without any intention whatsoever, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work consistently, and it often doesn't work at all. So I'd highly recommend doing this, and then once you're actually doing these activities, don't just do it and then never look at the numbers again. Track it so you know if you actually get those 5 discovery calls, let's say, from one speaking engagement. And if you notice that you're getting more, or you're noticing that this gets you 5 when you have to do 60 calls in order to get 15, maybe you'd rather do 3 speaking engagements instead of doing 60 calls a month. I know I would. So think about that as well as you use this system to help you make more money every single month.